What's good, YouTube? It is Gallade74, and it's that time of the week, Friday, that I bring another Mega Evolution episode, I'd say. And today's episode, we are going to do Mega Gallade, my mascot, my favorite Pokemon, and I did get that Dawnstone, and I'm going to be able to do this guide battles, everything about Gallade, really. Well, Mega Gallade, but you get the point. Just before I start this, gotta throw out some respect to Wally for getting Glade in Gen 6 instead of Gen 3 with Gardevoir, which I do like Gardevoir too, but I prefer Glade. But anyway, let's first start talking about its typing. It is a Psychic and Fighting type, which is a pretty good typing. The weaknesses are Flying, Ghost, and Fairy. Gen 6 wasn't really nice to Glade, given it the Fairy weakness, but it does have two resistances, being Rock and a quad resistance to Fighting, which is, I guess, alright, but Gallade doesn't really look at the defenses as much, although it does have a special defense, nice special defense for it. Psychic, a lot of weaknesses cancel out, like Psychic and Dark, for example, and which makes it a pretty good typing. Going on to its base stats, its regular base stats is mainly an attacker, not so fast. It's actually 80 speed, which is meh. Its special defense is actually its second highest stat with 115, which I think is really good. It's not really the most necessary, but really good. Defense and special attack are 65, not the greatest. Hit point 68. Not many physical attacks, but it can dish out really good physical attacks. But when it Mega Evolves, it gains 40 in its attack and 30 in its speed, making it a great sweeper for Mega use. It gets 30 in defense buff, which is okay because it can use close combat and maybe safely take a hit after, which I get into a little bit later. But Gallade's 165 attack is one of the largest in the game, without a doubt, and that is one reason out of many that Gallade's one of my favorites. That's basically it. No special defense buff in its stats. That's what I can say about it. Alright, getting to other things. Its ability is Inner Focus, and its item obviously has to hold the Galladite. Now, people are going to think I'm really weird for this, but I actually run Skill Swap, Protect, Zen Headbutt, and Close Combat on my Gallade. Yeah, I know, it gets walled out by Psychic types really hard. Besides that, it's going to hit pretty hard. I put Skill Swap on there because of metagame right now, being like Mega Kangaskhan running all around and like Ubers and all, and I'm gonna bring my Gallade in there because, you know, Mega Gallade's awesome and all, but like skill swapping Parental Bond and any other great ability is really good to have. Intimidate, just an example. But if you don't run skill swap, I would run Shadow Seek. I just want to put that out there. Need priority. Ghost will hit Psychic super effective. And other moves could be the elemental punches, Psycho Cut if you don't want to get too like risky on the accuracy, a Drain Punch if you don't want to lose your defenses, and other coverage moves like Leaf Blade and Poison Jab for the fairies, knockoff. And you can also set up a Swords Dance if you run EVs a little differently. I run 252 attack and speed. I put a Jolly Nature, but Adamant does work too. But I just like the outspeeds to get the best out of it. Other things about Gallade, it's the Blade Pokemon, and it was introduced in 4th generation, which is my favorite generation. Probably because it was the first region I played Pokemon in. Yeah, I got Diamond was my first game. But anyway, its counterpart is Gardevoir. In 3rd gen, Gardevoir was released, and in 4th gen, Gallade was. And fun fact, their special attack and attack are swapped, so the special attack of Gardevoir is 125, I believe, and its attack is 65. That's just the way about around Gallade, which is, I think, is pretty unique. The only other one is Glalie and Frostlass. Its other abilities are, its main ability is Steadfast, and its hidden ability is Justified. Yeah, I don't like Steadfast, so I would run Justified, even though we're concentrating on Mega Lucario, which has Inner Focus, which is bad. It evolves from evolving a male Kirlia. Yeah, when gender evolution was introduced, Gallade was one of the first ones to get that with, like, you know, Snorunt and Combee and all them. But male Kirlia, not female. Female and male can go into Gardevoir. Gardevoir can be a male. That's another fact. and it gets a move from each type it's weak to. So it gets a fairy, flying, and a ghost move. And Shadow Sneak, it's a really good move. It can be used. Aerial Ace, I guess, can be used. I don't like it that much, but if you want to always hit, Aerial Ace is a good move. And if you want to run some fun special set Gallade, Dazzling Gleam, fairy coverage right there, probably from its past evolutions. That's where it gets that from.
So for this battle, this was the first battle out of the 2 I'm going to put up. This one I won, and the second one I lost. I had many surprisingly losses with this team when I was trying to get it going. It was only because small things, like most of it was just barely coming down to the wire and not getting that KO. A great example of this would be Sylveon. I have a Sylveon I was using, and it has Pixelate, and I've got Quick Attack, but it wouldn't take it out even with the Pixelate sometimes when the Pokemon was at low HP. But anyway, in this battle, we have the typical Mega Kangaskhan here. I have Fortress setting up Stealth Rock here, which in the long run won't really matter. This is probably the only time out of the moveset I use, the Skill Swap, Protect, Close Combat, Zen Headbutt. This is where it really comes in handy. I do recommend, though, after those battle experiences, Shadow Sneak is almost a must. Some priority really actually does help Gallade more than I thought it did originally. But okay, Fortress went down. Sorry, I'm a little backtracked. Gallade, Mega Gallade, obviously. I went for the Protect on this turn to get my speed up, because I'm not good with I don't know how fast Kangaskhan is, to be honest. I just know it's not that fast. Alright, so I went for Sucker Punch, thankfully. So skill swapped, I get Parental Bond, and this is where Gallade really shines. When it gets Parental Bond, a 165 base attack Gallade. Man, I know my Gallade gets walled by Psychics, but my god, this does damage. Like, even though this Porygon 2, this right here, does prove to me, it's got Trace, a Porygon 2 with Parental Bond as well. You won't see that often. But Porygon 2 does prove how much of a tank it is by taking this close combat to the face, full on. Luckily, with Parental Bond, wow, that was loud, I take out the Porygon 2, and Gallade just shines throughout. Like, Kangaskhan won't survive. A Sucker Punch might hurt. I'm really hoping it doesn't Sucker Punch. But besides that, we're good. Gengar can't do anything. Let's see. Alright, more stones. I'm gonna Protect, so Fake Out. I don't want to get Fake Out and lose damage for no reason. I'd rather take a Sucker Punch than a Fake Out. As weird as that sounds, at least maybe I'll get a move off. Alright, so no Sucker Punch. Close combat. Kangaskhan goes down. That's 2 for Gallade is. And yeah, this was, I don't know, I really enjoyed the battle only because Kangaskhan, Mega Kangaskhan is basically, when you're making a Pokemon, it's one of the Pokemon you think of when, hey, how am I going to beat this Pokemon? Yeah, Kangaskhan's that Pokemon. But alright, yeah, I'm also, just in case, just wanted to see what Gengar's doing, protecting here. And it ends up going for Sludge Bomb, which doesn't really matter, because I'm going to outspeed it anyway, and go for the Zen Headbutt, and yeah, knock it out. Stealth Rock's there for Focus Sash breaking, but since I had Parental Bond, it didn't even matter. So that was the first battle. For the second battle, this is the one I lost. It was really close. That's why I wanted to put it up. It was a great battle. But anyway, they have a Swampert lead. I actually used Registeel in this one. Registeel out of the Regi trio is not working out for me, to be honest. Sorry. So Quick Claw, Swampert, that's different. But it's got Earthquake, which is normal, and it does basically half damage. I used Iron Defense. Earthquake did just a little bit too much, just a little bit. I do have leftovers, but I'm only gonna get one hit in, and Registeel isn't, for me at least, isn't really the attacking type, as more defensive. But there's another Quick Claw, and it gets another Earthquake, and I'm gonna take it this time due just to that Iron Defense that I used, and I'm gonna go for my own Earthquake here, and it's not gonna do much. Just being honest. Alright. Anyway, some unlucky losses I had with this team was really funny. I went on Battle Spot and I saw a lot of Groudons, and since Groudon is super defensively bulky, Gallade can't really do much, even with like its 165 attack. It's Groudon's Groudon, and you know Gallade can't. His defense is not as good as its special defense, but Reggie still goes down there. Swampert switches out, which kind of sucks actually, because I went for Protect, get speed. I always get the speed with the Protect, kind of like Beedrill, but yeah. So get the Mega Evolution. They switch into Sylveon. I don't like the matchup because I have my own Sylveon anyway, and I think I can take this thing on. So I'm going to switch out my Gallade and send in my own Sylveon. The Sylveon was so funny. The quick attack sometimes didn't kill. It was just a mess. And the best part is a Skarmory had a Focus Band. I was going to win a match. A Gallade was going to come back. And the Focus Band popped on the first try, and I got knocked out. But anyway, so I'm using Hyper Voice Pixelate. They're using Moonblast and Dazzling Gleam. We're doing about the same amount of damage. They got a lucky head start, and then they get a freaking crit, which is not necessary at all. So I just went for the Hyper Voice again, and going for the quick attack. Bold Nature. See how much it does. That's what I thought. And I get cute charmed by the Sylveon, how much I was even better. That made me laugh a lot. Then I had Draining Kiss, which was a little weird, but don't Judge Free Zone. Cute charmed Sylveon on another Sylveon. I thought that was very interesting indeed. Alright, so I'm gonna send out my Mega Gallade here to finish the Sylveon off because it's on low health. I use Zen Headbutt, praying it doesn't miss because it missed in a couple battles too, which cost me as well. It didn't miss. Sylveon goes down, so it's just Gallade and Swampert now. No, I'm sorry, not Swampert. My bad. Dialga comes out. Yeah, so Gallade has to take on Dialga, and Swampert is almost at full health. So I protect this turn just to see what Dialga's going for. And then it uses Draco Meteor, and I'm just like, alright, this is over if Close Combat doesn't kill it. And Close Combat actually destroys Dialga, which was pretty awesome. So Gallade is making a comeback. Its defense did fall, but that's alright. I'm not trying to take a hit or anything. So that was good. Now it's just the Swampert. There was a couple Swamperts I actually faced with this Gallade. I beat some of them, and other ones I didn't. Excuse me. And this Swampert, let's see. I went for the Close Combat on this turn, hoping it took it out. It wasn't that low in HP, and it just survived on like the smallest amount of health. And then it uses Earthquake, and that's clearly going to take me out after the defense drops. But that was a good battle in my opinion. In one of the battles, they had Swift Swim, and I was gonna skill swap it, but they were faster.
Thanks for watching. If you like what you see, leave a like, follow me on Twitter, and if you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. You won't regret it.